This is Las Cruces, New Mexico, and I had that conversation with that young man about Proverbs at Taco Bell. And do you go around having random conversations? No, this is Las Cruces, New Mexico, and I'm the Messiah. I don't have any random conversations at all. Everything's a science experiment. You do know you're excited? Which one of us is Pinky and which one of us is the brain? Have you figured it out yet? Carol? You're funny. I know I am. But this little girl was brought up on my thing for a reason. Okay, Ashley Hayes 2.0, 137K subscribers, right? And she's cute, look at her, she's cute, isn't she cute, oh my gosh. She walked up to you and said, I love you, you'd say, I love you too, right? Now I'm dreaming with you tonight and forever and all of my life. My sister talks a lot about that. That must be some kind of doctrine that the extreme right... people that call themselves Christians that vote over money and vote to kill people over money are using for, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. Alien invasion? Oh, truth is alien to a lot of people, and we have that happening a lot now. She's cute, isn't she cute? Look at her eyes, they're very pretty. And she's got nice lips, very full lips. Yeah, she's very pretty. Very desirable for... sexual procreation among men who are like the guy in the shoe aisle who had two PhD and doctorates or whatever, and said he declared himself more intelligent than the president and his wife because they were stupid and less educated. And I started talking to him about the stories about women in the Bible and explained to him that Ruth and Esther are equally beautiful because they're equally faithful. And he says, how do you know Ruth was attractive? You didn't have any pictures. I was like, did you? God dang. Melania Trump knows what I just said. She's probably monitoring this conversation because you're talking about her. She's got friends in low places. This is a CIA NASA town, right? And they're like, you're just paranoid. You think they're actually listening? I'm the most intelligent person on social media, and I average about 2.5 views a video. What do you think? If people listen to me, we will live the Lord's Prayer overnight and stop mass murdering over money with technology. What do you think? Think you're thinking? You think you're thinking? Right. So, no, this really helped. I don't watch the things about the Jeffrey Epstein stuff, I had to, apparently, didn't research it, but apparently he was the scapegoat for all this horrible shit that happened right about the time they moved me to Sierra Vista, Arizona. My wife became the head of WIC Communications Circulation Department. WIC Communications. Yeah. Fort Huachuca, Arizona, WIC Communications. When they make a movie about John Wick, it's propaganda for... Oh, gosh, never mind. Okay, hi. Narcissists tried to destroy you, and you still show up for... like and subscribe to his channel. He needs some money to pay extortion to live here, but he's not a narcissist. Okay. The horrifying truth about Jeffrey Epstein's new secret. Using the world as their personal playground. Guys, okay. Stop using good words like play. Like Clint Holmes. Pa 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 pa. All the wonders that I find in the playground. My name is Michael. I got a nickel. My girl is Cindy. When we get married, we're going to have a baby or two. We're going to take them to visit their grandma. That's what they're going to do. Okay, that's the playground of your mind, right? Okay? Doing sick shit. Hey, this is a bully and he's making me lick dog poop. Help me, John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell. I need help from Little Debbie now, right? These people are mean. I want to buy a baseball team and beat all the jocks with nerds. Come on now. Let's go around and hit mailboxes with baseball bats, damn it. Right? Earl, you're funny. Bench warmers. But she really helped because she's very sincere. No, she really is. Ashley Hayes, okay. Are you sincere when you say you love me. She is sincere when she says she loves the cartoon character that the Bonnie and Clyde set is selling to her. Bonnie was a waitress in a small cafe. Clyde Barrow was around her that took her away. They both robbed and killed until both of them died. So goes the legend of Bonnie and Clyde. Yeah. Is anybody else like that song? Yeah, I was particularly fond of the limericks of Mr. Sam Hill. What's his name? Merle Haggard. Yeah, he does. I like. It's hard, you know. He does. I guess he'd rather be in Colorado at the end of Centennial. And I like John. They're both good. In the end, up in his office, in the end, a quiet cough is all that he has to give. He lives in New York City. He sings it really good. I'm sure John thinks so too. Or well, life's eternal grace is infinite. I'm sure John thinks so too. The spirit of John. John the Denver or John the Baptist? Both. I'm pretty sure John the Baptist likes John Denver too. Well, we talk. Haile Selassie. Oh, Haile Selassie of me, right? If you guys don't believe that Haile Selassie is the spirit of John the Baptist, then you can't believe that Jesus is the spirit of King David. You either accept the eternal truth of the reality applied in physics in everybody or not at all. You can't pick and choose who you want to apply the physics of reality to and who you don't. Right? That's sin. That's missing the mark. If you understand what the word means, or do, right? So, Earl, oh look, it's old Foghorn Leghorn cartoons. It's got a Foghorn Leghorn copy, and these kind of videos need to stop. Teens record 119. Okay, with these kiddos, right? This kind of stuff needs to stop. All this violence and all this, you know, trending because of dysfunction for money to draw attention to yourself because you're dysfunctional, right? Making fun of Floyd Mayweather, a man who made lots of make-believe money by beating the shit out of other people for your entertainment, and now you're making money off of making his business decisions into entertainment and making fun of him. Yeah. Would you say it to his face? I would, so, you know, I could do it, but I'm not doing. I say, hey, Floyd, let's live the Lord's Prayer. I'm going to have to kick your ass. You don't believe me? I already kicked your ass, bro. Say my name, Jesus, I need more money. It's Earl now. Jesus is primero and en la futura. But está aquí, they call him Lord, Book of Revelation, ya tercero. Okay. What would you want? Stand for the Lord's Prayer. All the things you're praying for will be taken care of. Mm-hmm. And it's really cool because, you know, what they misinterpret, Ashley really helped with this, man. I was like, oh, cool. Thanks, Ash. Thanks, Ashley Hayes. Thank you. Appreciate you. I really appreciate her. Because, you know, I've been singing. I said that was the other night. I said that's one of my favorite songs is, are you sincere when you say you love? And can I believe every word that my ears have ever heard? I'd like to know which way to go. Are you sincere? Anybody else particularly fond of Lenny Welch except for just me? Am I the only one with good taste in music anymore? Just kidding. That's his opinion. I'm being facetious, obviously. But only partly facetious, because if you go listen to Lenny Welch sing Are You Sincere and Stranger in Paradise and I Know I Need Someone, and then his all-time most popular When You Just Give Love and Never Get Love, you better let love depart. I know it's so, and yet I know I can't get you out of my heart. Everybody channel your inner Lenny Welsh, right? You made me leave my happy home. You took my love and now you've gone. You do a good job of channeling your Annie Leonard Welsh, Ashley. You're a sweetheart. She's a sweetheart. I believe her. No, I believe her. I believe that they can program people like they're programming a video game, and they can't get them to do anything they think they don't want to do at Fort Huachuca. They came and monologued to me and laughed about it shortly, before I came back here, and some guy walked into a smoke shop and shot my sister-in-law in the back of the head for standing up for me and scared everybody away. Oh, Melinda Michelle. Melinda Michelle Bowen. Okay. Have you ever seen that Chris Rock movie where he becomes president and he ends up dating the girl that's like the clerk, the cashier at the little store thing? That's what Michelle kind of physically resembles. They physically resemble each other, I say. Except you're talking about one of the strongest women in the history of the world. Very protecting of people getting bullied and cutting through their crap faster than a hot knife through butter. An amazing cook that put love into everything she cooked and was and got it from the love of her grandmother and her mom. And it's like, I don't eat chitlins. You'll like mine. I'll show you how to make them. Right? If she didn't ask you for money, she would just say, "You'll like mine," and come in the kitchen. Let's sit down. We'll talk and laugh and we'll have a good day, and I'll show you how to make it. How Ruth and Esther of her. Yeah, absolutely gorgeous woman, one of the most beautiful women of all time, and you can't say that's not true in our at a family picnic where we all know how to say dog in Spanish. Patrice, how do you say dog in Spanish? Oh, fuck you, Earl! She can't roll her R's. Okay. Patrice can't say rejol, and she can't say perro. Okay, she can't. So it's oh, fuck you, Earl. It's just my little sister. I'm not gonna lie to Jesus. I'm not gonna, you can't lie to God. I'm not gonna lie to Jesus. I sure they ain't gonna hell's lie to you to make you feel good about your sin, right? I'm a lawyer. You're an asshole. You don't need to be a lawyer. Lawyers can go extinct like velociraptors, and the world will just keep on turning. There is a season, turn, 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 and a time for every purpose under heaven. Heaven and hell are relative interstats of being. Under heaven is a Roman misinterpretation of magical thinking of God upon the mountain and God in the clouds. When God's omniscient, omnipotent. Hi! How Hebrew of me. I can take Romans and turn them into better Hebrews than Hebrews, but consequently, with mythology, idolatry, and insanity of insane inventive thinking, referred to as magical thinking, which is a word invented by people that give you insane magical thinking, they can consequently take Hebrews and turn them into better Romans than Romans. Benjamin Netanyahu. That's a horrible example. Don't say excellent. Excellent. It's like saying expert. People, that person's an expert. No, an expert is, hey, red on yellow, kill a fellow. Red on black, friend is Jack. That's an expert. Okay. These people are experts at torturing you over money, incarcerating you, and turning you into an expert at being a complete murdering, lying asshole. Okay, an expert is red on yellow, kill a fellow, red on black, friend is Jack. Proper authority is love, intelligence, reasoning, empathy, respect, and understanding, right? I like this Ashley Hayes girl. I like her. I'd like to say something in Ashley Hayes' behalf. She's kind-hearted, sweet, and very emotional and often sad. But when she's cute, I bet you she can make you laugh. How do you solve a problem like Ashley Hayes? How do you get her head out of a daze? You're being bombarded by Wi-Fi, and they're programming you with all your devices in the house. It affects all of your people in your economic social group. You have a group activity. It's like 100th monkey syndrome. Wash off your potato or you'll get sand in your teeth. Archipelago. I saw that too. I like that. That was the one with the Christmas of years, of happy with the big ears. And have you ever seen that? You got family nice enough to let you watch the old Bracken and Bass cartoons with the, and he goes, he has to save New Year. But it's weird because you're like, wait, in the movie where he's leading Santa's sleigh on Christmas Eve, he's bigger kid. He's gone from tiny, I'm cute, to a teenager kid, right? But when he goes to the archipelagos of last year, the reindeer that plays Rudolph is back to I'm cute with Feline, right? Before Feline says, you know what I'm saying? Didn't that bother you? Am I the only one that was bothered by that? Okay. That, ready, Santa. By the time he led the sleigh thing, he was a teenager. He was bigger and stronger. He was a little guy when he gets beat up by the abominable and goes with Herbie to become a dentist in fame and fortune and runs into Yukon Cornelius, silver and gold. And Burl Ives sings, is it just me or what? Does that not bother anybody else? Maybe it's because they were time traveling. Yeah, because he went back in time and Happy went back in time and time stopped. Right. And so that explains a lot. Thanks, Ashley. Thanks. Like the people, no, what she's seen and what they're seeing and what they're trying to write down in the first century and translate from John's writings that they don't understand because they're not part of the narrative, and they're going to take the stories and use them to mass murder and abuse so we can distinguish between the guilty and the innocent and so on and so forth, because it's wrong to acquit the guilty and deny justice to the innocent, and the poor plead for mercy and the rich answer of insults, and the wealthy are fools who perceive their wealth as a high wall of safety, which they've, oh look, it's flying washing machines and satellites. So all this stuff about Rockefeller, okay, the devil's advocate during the apocalypse, right? We talked many times in prayer. I've never met him face to face, okay, but he was my biggest helper. Jesus gave me to Rockefeller, and there you go. And he walked me around town and told me all the hypocrisy, and had Mark, a guy who was a drug enforcement mule. You didn't want to fuck with Mark. But yeah, I said it. Vulgar intercourse, yes. Mark was 6'4" or 5", 285 pounds. Okay. German and Apache. Okay. Fu Manchu, long hair, scar from ear to ear, where two racist German men in a German prison attempted to kill him in a shower, and he killed both of them with his bare hands. They tried to shank him. They didn't get it. It cut the skin, but didn't cut any of the arteries. But he killed them. Okay. He survived because he got put in the infirmary, and people that he knew through his drug connections kept him safe. And then he got out and came here and then became an operative for the CIA, and got a career and retired and married his wife and lived in Cochise County and broke the jaws of Minutemen that got in his face and racially profiled them. Had to eat Christmas dinner through a straw. Yeah. Told me that story. I probably shouldn't have broke the man's face in front of my son, the boy. He was only 7 years old. That's awfully dramatic. Yeah, but it would have been more dramatic if that man would have taken that 30-30 and blew your shoulder off. That's true. I think he would be more traumatized if the old bigot asshole shot Dad than Dad breaking his face because he was being dangerous with the gun and he wasn't listening when Mark told him not to do it. Don't, not in front of the boy. Don't just, step back and we'll leave and I'll come back later with some friends. And he's, no. And the old guy had a gun, so he thought, so he was poking at Mark's chest. Mark grabbed the gun and then broke his face with the other hand. Yeah. It's one of my best friends in Cochise County. My wife was completely terrified of him. We got along instantly. We were friends from the moment we started talking. Well, me and Amy were looking at Bob Marley t-shirts. He really liked Marley, and then we started talking about Cheap Trick. Or not Cheap Trick, Roger Hudson's Logical Song. It's not Cheap Trick. What's the other one? It's not Cheap Trick. That's the Dream Police. Gosh damn it, I have them too, and I like them a lot. When I was young, I was taught to be logical. It was clinical. And then I was taught to be cynical, and the birds were watching me magically. Please tell me who I am. What's the name of that group? It's not Cheap Trick. It's Cheap Trick's the Dream Police. What is the name of that group? Lottie Dud. I'm gonna remember as soon as I watch this. When I put that's not too important, but we started talking about that band. And he said their best albums and their best stuff was never commercial. You should go listen to this other one. It's better. It's like, wow, I believe you, because we talked about Bob, and he said a lot of his stuff that was really good didn't go as big commercial. I had a lot of his anthology stuff, and he said, oh, okay, so we're cousins. Yeah. I didn't find that out till later. I didn't know at that time that the Marleys and the Parsons are cousins. Yeah, so. Ever since I found out, I tell everybody, that's my cousin Bob. We're cousins. Yeah. His biological father, who's the reason why we're cousins, he ain't worth a shit. But I have lots of people like that at family reunions, yeah. But I think lots of people do. Jesus was cousins with Caiaphas and Herod. Boom, boom. There you go. Yeah, so But most of the stuff is through Rockefeller giving scientists a delusion of omniscience and omnipotence through all human manipulation. They have the evidence of who believes in a living Messiah and the truth and the real world and the Lord's Prayer and obeying those commands in the collected by the satellites to the computers here on the planet. And that's what they're talking about, and that's what Ashley's talking about. She doesn't know because she doesn't get it because she's not the person in the 20th and 21st century talking to John in the cave in North Africa IR. Okay, baboons, weasels, baboons, weasels, baboons, weasels, right? You get it? Okay, so I am silly and I understand that, but that's for entertainment, for people that understand, when we're done doing this, people are going to still go back and watch, Buddy Hackett be, year one from, with Eon the Terrible and those ears, have a happy. These were limericks, for gimbals and all that to sell, to sell Red Ryder BB guns. She'll shoot your eye out, kid. Right? So you know what I mean? Flora, filth. But I said the mother of all swear words, but I didn't say fudge. I told you not to use life, boy. Right? Okay, so it's funny. But yeah, so. But stop this kind of stuff. Okay, stop all this stuff. Stop all this, trending for money, right? Harassed by crazy maniac at Scott Whalen's death site. The Wolf and the Lion, Action Adventure 2022. Do you still really need money to pay your bills? We are post-apocalypse. Your life matters to God. Okay. Neither a possessive pronoun nor a first person be. Jesus taught us that in the Bible to the Romans. No. Caesar cannot be declared God by a bunch of maniacs who think they can elect to do it through their own actions and decisions, through denying the omnipotence of the glory of God. Okay, I'm not claiming to be God. You're claiming that I'm replacing Caesar as your God, but I'm not neither a God nor, I'm Son of Man. Okay, I am the son of the man that gave us faith in God and doesn't try to replace God with man. Okay. God is not man's invention. Man is God's creation. And God is greater than all the creation. Boom-ba-da-boom, boom-ba-doo-ba-da-boom. I drove up to a cabin and caught my son's wife with a... Oh, and he drove to the mountain cabin and winterized it and found daughter-in-law with the contractor. She never saw me. I walked away and made one phone call, but not to my son, but to the man's wife. True story. Okay. What if your son is a dick like you and she was having sex with the contractor because the contractor's wife was having an affair with your son? Frost vengeance. Vengeance is mine, so saith the Lord. Okay, do you understand? True story. You know what's true? Living the Lord's Prayer. You know what's not true? Making money off of bullshit. It's not true. What do you mean it's not true? It really happened. Yeah, but it's all making money off of bullshit. It's not living the Lord's Prayer. True story. There you go. Okay, do you understand? Surrender! Exposing the dark side of America's AI data center. Oh, it's surrounded. I'm sorry, so I thought it said surrender. Surrender to Love. Very good song. Patrick's favorite guitar player. Yeah. Otmar Liebert. Yeah. Boom ba doom ba doom. Have you ever heard it? You probably should. It's really good. Yeah. Boom ba doom ba doom. It's a really good tune. Santa Fe is also really good. Patrick's favorites when he was a kid were the more up-tempo ones. Barcelona Nights. Fast Cars for Frank, and Three Women Walking. Yeah, he loves, Patrick's seen him many times. My wife got to see him in Santa Fe. I was busy home watching the kids, even though he was my favorite guitar. Yeah, it was a business thing, and she had to go, and I didn't have to go, and we needed someone to watch the kids, and when someone has to watch the kids, it's me. I love kids. I would rather stay home with the kids than go see my favorite guitar player with a bunch of Scientology millionaires in Santa Fe that invaded my home and sexually abused my wife and it affected the children, yeah, I'd rather do that. I'd rather stay home with the kids. I'm funny like that. What can I say? I love people and I love children and I love freedom from debt and trespass, and I'm the Messiah. And Lupita Nyong'o is an insufferable hypocrite. Well, you do know she is the daughter of an African politician and a supermodel. But guess what? You get to make money off of trending, talking shit about her, Sydney Watson. And it's not a true story. True story is living the Lord's Prayer and not having to make money off of trending, talking shit about other people. True story. My wife took everything in the divorce. She had no idea what. My wife asked for a divorce. She said, I want the house, the cars, everything except the son. Well, you get the boys in the van. Okay. Did you call her up and say it's got nothing to do, just for pity, I just wanted to give you a call? Used to be your town, used to be my town too. You never know till it all falls down. Somebody loves you. Okay. Damn good song. Yeah, I agree. Okay. Lawyer begged me to fight. I said, give it all to her. Everyone thought I lost my mind. At the final hearing, I signed everything over. She didn't know I had already won. She smiled until her lawyers whispered 5 words. 5 words. We're living the Lord's Prayer. There we go. That's well, it's an abbreviated word. We are. That's 6 words but if you put the apostrophe in the middle, it's 5. We're living the Lord's Prayer. We're living. Yeah. Or we could just put live the Lord's Prayer. Okay. You live the Lord's Prayer. You no be like him. He think he make money off of being sneaky. He think he lawyer. Okay, just kidding. I don't know. I'm just having fun here. Recession is here. What about recess? I like recess. Does anybody like recess? My son Noah told me that when he was in school. He said, Dad, what, son? He goes, Dad, not enough recess. I concur. Most of us are farmers, son, and most of us aren't doctors and lawyers and such. Yeah. It's real hard on us farmers and cowboys that want to be friends, but we're always getting jerked over by doctors and lawyers and such. Yeah. I don't like smoky old pool rooms. No, secondhand smoke kills people with cancer and stuff like that. I do like Clear Mountain mornings. Little warm puppies, yes. Children and girls of the night. I like girls in the daytime and at night. At night. It's frustrating if you only get them in the day and you don't get them at night. So I like children and girls of the night too. You don't get children if you don't have girls of the night. If you have a self-righteous hypocrite who you never have sex with, you never get children, and then life sucks and you die, right? Okay, so life's a bitch and then you die. If you believe money's real and deny the Lord's Prayer to the children. There you go! Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys. Don't let them pick guitars and park them old trucks. Let them be doctors and lawyers and such. You don't have to be a physician giving drugs to people and repairing their bodies to be manipulated by lawyers that invent words they call laws that are not gravity and or photosynthesis. The nuclear stuff that he's talking about, as far as laws, the nuclear perception of it, that's provided by gravity and then is the source of photosynthesis. So the whole nuclear perception of what he's seen as a law, how much nuclear radiation do you get in your house when you build an adobe and you go out in the sun in a need-to basis, and you don't have carbon emission poisoning from extortion and exploitation to cause cancer in you to get nuclear radiation? So the whole thing about the laws and the nuclear thing, that's a perception invented by a physicist to justify the genocide that they're doing with the nuclear shit. Mm-hmm. The sun is over there for a reason. We're over here for a reason. And the reason we're not walking on the sun, right, Smash Mouth? Right? Right? Okay, so... Hey now, you're an all-star. She was looking kind of dumb with her finger and her thumb. Anybody else like Rat Race? Life is nothing, but it's in Silver City, one of my favorite towns. Why is it one of my favorite towns? My mom was in Lordsburg. Linda was coming in breech. They had to drive up to the hospital in Silver City for her to be delivered without possibly my mom passing away. So I'm particularly fond of Silver City, New Mexico, where my little big sister was born, Linda Ann Stack Avier. Okay, she married a Avier. Okay, yeah, she married into the people of the Rio Grande Valley. Yeah, she's a Stakovovich, but they trains and boats and planes, and she married somebody whose people have migrated up and down this river valley for. Clovis Man, how old is Clovis Man, guys? You guys, anyone quote me on how old Clovis Man is? That's one of Jerry's relatives. Yeah. Been a long time. Been a long time. Been a long. Yeah. Some of it, he might even predate some of the. I don't know. Does Clovis Man predate any of the stuff that they found in the Nile Valley? That would be interesting. That if Jerry's people predate the people that wrote the Bible and lived the Bible, that would be kind of cool. No, it wouldn't, because they'd be Cain's people, because they're dark and they're. Okay. Guys, Cain was marked in shadow because he tried to hide and lie. It had nothing to do with the pigmentation in his skin. And Abel was in the light because he didn't lie. He was doing things the right way. That's all it means, guys. Don't read too much into it. Don't be an asshole. I know a lot of you that's really hard to do because that's what you're like Ace Ventura, the pet detective, talking at you. So, Einhorn Finkel, right? Okay, guys, I love you. The Glass, remember that? Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. Jim Carrey makes me laugh. Yeah, he's like, I'd like to say something in Maria's behalf. And Jim Carrey makes me laugh. Remember the extra cheese on the taco of me, myself, and her? That's funny. Ashley Hayes probably doesn't know what I'm talking about. She's a Christian. She probably doesn't watch these Jim Carrey movies because, one, he's a Democrat. Two, the Fairley Brothers can be a tad bit vulgar, but they are hilarious. Yeah, pull over. It's a cardigan. Thanks for noticing. Right, guys? I love you. I love you, Harry, because you're a regular guy. Yeah, it's funny. We landed on the moon. Okay, guys, I love you very much. Okay, if you believe. Don't worry about what they're doing on the moon. Be concerned about living the Lord's Prayer here and now and sharing it with the spoken word so you can think, do, and say the righteous things that the Lord did that day. And the Lord says we should do every day because it's right, it's holy, and it's truth, and it's love, and you can only have faithful love through living the truth, right? Okay, I love Jesus too. Jesus loves Confucius more than you'll ever know. And when you're living the Lord's Prayer, you'll understand just how much Jesus loves Confucius. And the Buddha, and Siddhartha, and yeah. Mm-hmm. And the swordsman of Japan. I am the sword. I am the light and I am the way. I am the truth, the cutting edge that you cannot tell. Yeah, it's cool. Okay, guys, I love you. God's the essence of all living beings and all people that understand truth and faithfully love through recognizing truth and obey those natural laws are all children of faith in the glory of God. Okay, guys, I love you. Peace out, man.